comes to developing an app, how do you choose between Android and iOS? Now let's face off with Google's Android holding around 88% of the market share as per Statista from the second quarter of 2018. It might seem like a better choice, but can you ignore the high monetization prospects that Apple's iOS platform offers? Of course, the simple solution would be for one to develop for both platforms simultaneously. Wait a minute, you might be wondering if you have the budget to build on both platforms. I'm not sure budget will be a very big concern for bigger companies wanting to get into app development, but hey, if you are a single person interested in developing apps, don't let the budget ruin your desire to develop apps. You might just want to start off with one platform, either iOS or Android. Now let's get talking. With about 5.11 billion mobile phone users worldwide in 2019, app development is at its peak. The average person spends about 2 hours and 51 minutes on their phone every single day. It is expected that mobile phone users would increase to 7.33 billion in 2023. Those statistics are undeniable, and app development is trying to keep up with the demand, while software companies are also trying to figure out the best approach to mobile development. Therefore, which platform should you choose for your app development? It's a common question many ask me anytime Android or iOS app debate comes up. Let's break down things here. Both platforms have their fair share of pros and cons, and being aware of these makes it easier to decide which one is better suited for your requirement. In this video, I would outline the key difference between Android and iOS to help you get a clearer idea about which one to choose. Although globally, Android holds almost 2.3 times more of the market than iOS, it's noteworthy to mention the United States of America, where the market share is roughly equal. The easiest thing for a company to do with this knowledge will be to dedicate all resources to Android development. But the percentage of the market share isn't the only thing that matters. The iOS is dominating in more developed countries, which means more potential profit for companies and individual app creators. In terms of market share, Android has been the leading platform worldwide since 2016. In 2018, 217.72 million iOS smartphones were sold by Apple. In comparison, as per Gartner's statistics, Android sold 1.3 billion units in 2017. Aside that, Google Play Store had 2.6 million apps available for downloads, as per Statista figures of December 2018, whereas the Apple App Store held the second position with around 2 million apps. In 2018, as per App Annie, the total number of downloads on the iOS and Google Play Store were 28.4 billion. Google Play downloads accounted for 20 billion downloads during this period. And when it comes to app revenue, the difference between Android and iOS is the larger reach of former versus the more lucrative earnings from the later. In the third quarter of 2019, Apple's iOS apps generated $14.2 billion, whereas Android apps earned $7.7 billion through Google Play Store. As per the data published by Marketing Charts in 2018, although the average mobile app revenue on iOS and Android differs slightly depending on the type of app, iOS apps earned more per user across app categories. For gaming apps, the average mobile app revenue per user was $199 for iOS was $199 for iOS versus $1.56 for Android. When it comes to shopping apps, iOS earned $19.64 per user compared to $11.49 by Android. And for travel apps, iOS was a clear winner with $32.29 per user versus $20.47 for Android. Development for iOS is less complex compared to Android, mainly because Apple has a fewer number of devices: the iPhone, the iPad, and the iPod. Now, on the other hand, one of the main issues with Android app development is that of fragmentation, as there are many types of devices, smartphones and tablets, besides differences in screen size, aspect ratio, and operating systems. The complexity involved in Android app development makes the process more time-consuming than that of iOS app. On average, Android app development is 30 to 40% slower than iOS. The difference in cost is not easy to estimate, since one needs to consider not only the time that is taken to develop the app, but also the hardware used for the process. While Android apps might have a higher cost due to the longer development time, the Android Studio application that is used for app development can be installed on a standard PC. Apple designed iOS to work specifically on their own Apple devices, such as the iPhone and the iPads. Even though Android is dominating the global market, Apple has massive revenue from iOS because it's prevalent in more developed countries where people spend more money. Now, to create an iOS app, developers use the Xcode IDE with the iOS SDK. Although Xcode supports many programming languages, Swift is the most popular one for iOS development. Swift is created and owned by Apple, a programming language that bundled OOP with similarities to C. It became the favorite for programmers. This language works seamlessly with iOS. The source system is closed, very much secured, and no one but Apple may use it privately, even though that might sound like a bad thing. The good thing is that Apple is cautious about its environment. The iOS environment is very secure and there are low possibilities of getting hacked. Since its development by Google and released in 2007, Android has become the leading mobile operating system. The core Android source code is called the Android Open Source Project (AOSP). The most common ways Android developers create their apps is by using the Android Studio IDE with Java and the Android SDK. And the platform in which Android developers use in creating their apps is the Android Studio IDE and the Android SDK. Now, although iOS apps are quicker to design, Apple has a lengthy and strict approval process before an app can be published to the store. On the other hand, Android apps can be uploaded relatively easily onto the Play Store by paying a one-time fee of $25, and one can perform beta testing or update the app easily and quickly. In the end, choosing the right platform depends on a variety of factors such as time to market, budget, and the scope of the app. So which one should I choose? iOS or Android development? Well, there is no evident winner in Android versus iOS. It's important to put personal preferences aside and have a close look at the bigger picture. If you want to customize more, wait less to get your apps approved, and reach a wider audience, then the Android platform is the way to go. Now get this clear, users not updating to the latest Android versions forces you to spend more time and money on fragmentation, and that is one hectic task every Android developer has to go through. On the other hand, iOS apps and the end users are more likely to spend more money. Data suggests that up to 30% less money is spent on apps developed by iOS. The data of apps created on iOS is also more secure. If a company needs to pick one between Android or iOS development, it should weigh the pros and cons based on what they are looking for. But ultimately, if a company can handle both Android and iOS development for its apps, then by all means, they should do that. Although challenging and time-consuming, the rewards are far greater than the efforts. Now, if you are an individual wanting to develop your own app, I would say start right now. Choose a platform you know you are good at and wouldn't need less or any assistance at all. Both platforms would get you a great harvest if your app meets most people's requirements. So to end this video, I would say don't just create an app because you have the skill and want to use it at all costs. First, make sure you have the kind of people you want to reach in mind, and create an app you know would meet their requirements, and it can go a long way into your success books. My name is King Kunta. If you love this video, don't forget to give me a sub. Peace out.